Welcome to AppExchange for nonprofits, hot apps you'll fall in love with. I did have to kind of quickly adjust the title. I saw something about speed dating out there, but I was like, these guys are not single, so that's just weird. Sorry about that. Okay, so this slide you've seen a million times, obviously. We know what's coming next. Our safe harbor, which reminds you to make all purchasing decisions based off of what's currently available. Future statements might be made here, but just to remind you to do that, obviously. Actually, just want to get a quick show of hands here. Who's familiar with the AppExchange? Just want to get to know the audience. So a fair amount, pretty much everybody. Who here has an app deployed already off the AppExchange? And who here is wanting to download more apps? Okay, cool. This guy. So great. So the AppExchange, as we all know, is a great way to extend the value of the platform. It reaches into every different types of department, and these guys are teed up to get into that. So Dave Simon, IT Director of the Sierra Club, very honored to have you here. He's had some experience within Salesforce since 2013, but he's been in the CRM game for a long, long time, over 20 years. He's currently leading the Sierra Club effort to consolidate all of their constituents into CRM functions within Salesforce. So Alex Fuchs is with the Jewish Agency for Israel. He's a CRM solutions architect. Absolute rock star. He's certified Force.com developer. He's been in the platform since 2010, and he's currently leading the Jerusalem nonprofit user group too. And I believe you've met Mr. Benioff once or twice. Maybe you can tell us that story. So these guys are going to get into some great apps that they use, extends the value again of the Salesforce platform, and they'll tell you all about it. I will be running mic, so if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll give you the mic. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Fuchs. There you go. Looks like that battery kind of came out too. So.
Yeah, it's okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to our session, selecting us from 1,500 sessions, which is really amazing. So hope you're ready to party. Not here, but soon. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so first of all, I'm Alex. I'm from the Jewish Agency for Israel, and I'm here with my boss and the boss's boss, which is great. They're all wonderful people. So the Jewish Agency has been around for over 80 years. What we do, we connect Israeli youth and Jews from all over the world. We bring them in. We have many, many programs, short-term and long-term. And ultimately, the Jewish Agency for Israel brings Jews, basically allows them to immigrate from their country to the state of Israel. You should check us out. Okay. So we are making a world of difference. We have, listen to this, over 1 million participants per year. Okay, we span 5 continents, 80+ countries. Okay, we have 1,500 Salesforce users, and at any given time we have 8,000 customer portal users. And we operate in 6 languages, and we are proud to be the first customer, the first Salesforce customer to have Hebrew language. Okay, which is a right-to-left language. Thank you. Yes, it's amazing. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, clicker works. Okay, so our areas of activity, basically, like I mentioned before, is to connect Israelis and Jews all over the world in various programs, very meaningful programs, and ultimately help Jews to immigrate to the state of Israel. So if anyone is interested, we have a few. Yeah, later on. We have okay. So let me tell you about some of the hot apps that we've been using at the Jewish Agency for some time. So the clicker works, right? Okay, so first up is WalkMe. Okay, so WalkMe is a great app. We have some WalkMe people here. Hello, WalkMe people. So WalkMe. Has anybody hear about WalkMe? Yeah. They have, yeah, good swag. So WalkMe, basically what it does, it's a training app. But let me tell you before about our challenge. So we had a challenge. We wanted to train and maintain the competency level of our agents. We have agents in 100 offices worldwide, okay? And we operate 24/7, and we wanted to have something that would be appropriate for those agents the first time and every time, the specific training that they need. And those agents, they do not log into Salesforce every day, maybe once a week, maybe once a month, and they tend to forget, okay? So we're looking for something that would be right inside Salesforce. Click it works. Okay, so let's click here. And we're looking for something that's easy to use out of the box. This is something you will see through other slides. And we really wanted to pass the power to our end users, meaning that we, the IT, did not want to be in the middle. We wanted to basically to allow the people that own the content to build it, to maintain it, and to publish it. And something personalized, something that would be right there when they log into Salesforce, something that would greet them, say to him, hello, what do you need help with? Okay, so why do we love WalkMe? Or there's a lot to love. So WalkMe, I'm going to show you in a second. It actually takes the users step by step. Okay, it pops up balloons inside Salesforce. Really amazing. It's like another layer of information. It's like a GPS guide. Does anybody here use GPS? I did this morning to get here. So it tells you turn here, turn there. So click after click, it takes you through the process. How to create a contact, how to create an account is really simple with WalkMe. I'm going to show you how. And like I said before, we can delegate the training to the people that own the content, not the IT, because our time is very valuable, and we can be more effective elsewhere. And also, we are a multinational organization. Okay, we work in 6 languages. So with WalkMe, you can create walkthroughs. A walkthrough is basically a session of how to do something. We can create that in the language that your user speaks. Okay, which is amazing. And above all, if you have a Salesforce community, okay, we have a Salesforce community. Does anybody here have a Salesforce community? Okay, that's great. You're a connected company. Okay, congratulations. You can now with WalkMe you can enable it also for the community, meaning that anybody that goes to your community sees the I'm going to show you exactly now, sees the WalkMe widget, and they get immediate help. And I have the product manager for WalkMe here, so we're excited about that. So this is okay. So this is WalkMe. Okay, so basically, when you begin a walkthrough, it pops up a balloon, okay? It says, click here, click this tab, and then if you click it, there's another balloon that pops up. Okay, so just step, you cannot go wrong, okay? And if you start in the middle, it takes you from where you're at, okay? So these bubbles lead the way. Okay, when you're done, you have another widget here which says show me how. You can select the next walkthrough, okay? It's really simple. You can search it, you can customize it, and it draws attention because people, when they log into Salesforce, it pops up, and they know immediately to go there. Really easy and simple. And last slide is the learning curve. Okay, so traditional training, you train the person, they're up to speed, and then they forget. Okay, with WalkMe, the learning curve stays high because it's always there to remind them. Okay, it's very easy. So I can tell from our experience, it's a quick app install. It's easy. Next, 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 and you're done. It does require effort to build up the training content because you really have to spend time to build something that is exactly for your trainee. Okay, because it takes time to create a contact or to an account or your specific business process. It takes time to build it, but you build it only once, and it serves you every time. It's going to be the same way the first time and any other time. And it can and should be owned by a non-IT person because it's possible. I mean, a non-IT person, the person that owns the training content can manage it, can own it. Okay, you just install it. So yeah, amazing stuff. This is WalkMe. Next up, Docomotion. Okay, this is a new app, very exciting. I have my Docomotion people here. Say hello. The CEO himself is here, which is really exciting. Okay. Okay, so Docomotion is a document generator that is simple to use. It has many features. So let me tell you our story. So we were looking for a document generator tool that's easy to author, meaning that we wanted our agents to be able to create the document that they need or the template on their own, okay? And we had a specific need where when we make a sale, okay, we're a nonprofit organization, but we sell products. We wanted to have a detailed summary, okay, and send it off to the client. Sounds reasonable, right? Everybody is doing that. And we were surprised because we got something awesome on the other way. I'm going to tell you in a second. So we were thinking about an easy-to-use solution out of the box, like previously. We were thinking about multi-language support, okay, because we have 6 languages that we need to take care of. And we had an existing solution. We already had some other document generator tool, and we were thinking about how hard would it be to transition, okay, which is always a good question to ask yourself if you have a current solution, what it takes to move to the next solution. So what do we love about Docomotion? I'm going to show you in a little bit the product. It's quick and easy, okay? It's quick and easy. Once you have your form ready, you just have 2 clicks. You select what you need, and you're done. On the fly, literally, when you create the document, you can select if it's a PDF or a doc or an HTML format. And you just generate it. And when you generate it, you can select if you just want to download it, it's fine, or if you want to attach it to the record, or even post to Chatter to show everybody that you're actually working, okay? Okay, okay, great. So, and above all, they have good customer support. See how good they came here, okay? They came here, so what could be better than that? I mean, just because it takes 21 hours from Israel here, flight, okay? No other company will do that for you, okay? And number 5, 2-way forms. Listen to this. Let me show you. What's a 2-way form? So let's say I'm an agent. I made a sale. I want to send the document, the summary of the sale to my client, okay? So I select a PDF, okay? I send him a PDF. And he can review the sale. So we sold them a product. He can, right inside the summary, he can respond, he can enter data, okay? He can comment right inside the PDF on his computer, okay? Not related to Salesforce. He's sitting at home making the comments. From that PDF, he can send off the data, okay, and have it back, we can have it back in Salesforce, okay? It's synced back to Salesforce. It can update any record, okay, a contact or an account, or it can sit in a custom object. If you have some concerns and you don't want to update your own data, okay, this is really amazing. This is 2-way communication. Usually, okay, traditionally you would have 2 different products doing that, and this is one, okay. So this really saved us time, and this really blew away the mind because we had a really specific need, and it was just amazing. We didn't expect it, so this is new and exciting. And this is the app, okay? So when you go, you just click a button from your account or your contact to create a document. You just select the type of document you want to create, okay, the form, and what to do with it, to attach it, to send it as an email or post it to Chatter. And above all, it works from Salesforce One, from your phone, okay? So you could be on your train home, you can generate a document, you can send it, or at home, doesn't matter. So it's literally on the go. You can create your document and be done with it. Forget it. So from our experience, I can tell you that you need to make sure, okay, this is important. Make sure that your Office client, your Microsoft Word is supported, okay? Because if it's 2010 or 2013 or whatever you have, make sure to ask if it's supported before you install, because it could be an issue. It requires little effort to create a form. Why? Because it's just a Word document. You just go into Word, you have your Docomotion pane next to it, and you just drag and drop the fields. It's as easy as composing a document, okay, really easy. And the document generation, the template, can and should be owned by a non-IT person, meaning that the IT would come in and set up the Docomotion, but the non-IT person, the professional agent would create the forms, okay? So again, you save your time. That was Docomotion. Third up, form assembly. Form assembly is a design, it's a tool to design web forms and collect data. Does anyone here have an integration with their Salesforce organization? Does anyone here has an app or some integration that brings in all data of your Salesforce? You do? Okay. Okay, I see. Not too many people, not too many. So please listen up. This can be very useful. So this is a form builder. Okay, let me tell you the story about the form. So we wanted to find a web form builder that has more advanced features. We had a solution. Okay, we had a web form builder, and we wanted something more advanced. Why? Because some of our programs have 5 or even 10-page long registration forms. Imagine that, 10 pages. It's crazy, the amount of information. And we also wanted to manage registration caps. So for instance, we have like only 100 or 1,000 seats available at an event. Okay, so a registration form that does more than just enter data, okay? Something more with more logic. So again, we're looking for something that's easy to use and has multi-language support and would not be very difficult to transition from. And why do we love the form assembly? It works with any browser. So it's important to keep in mind that your customers, they have different browsers. They use different setups, different machines. They can use their phone. They can use their computer, their tablet. So we're looking for something that works with everything. This is key. After that, we're looking for something that works with Salesforce. Okay, so the form assembly, it brings in data, but then it also pushes it into Salesforce, and that is called mapping, where you map questions in the form and fields in Salesforce, and you basically you match them. And this mapping process is very easy, very straightforward in form assembly, but it also can be very complex. They support very complex scenarios. So this is also to keep in mind. And also, we're not talking about prices, but I can tell you that it's very affordable, the standard version, as compared to other solutions. So you should definitely check that. This is also a plus. And on the more expensive version, they have something called digital signature. So if you need to sign something, okay, your client needs to sign something, it's supported here. And my personal favorite is that if you have a custom object or any object in Salesforce, and you show it to form assembly would create a form based on those fields and map them. Okay, so in 60 seconds, you have an object, you show it to form assembly creates the form with those fields, and you're ready to go. You're ready to go live, and you're done. Okay, so this is form assembly. You just drag and drop elements to the form. Okay, the name, the email, the message. You just drag those fields in, and after 15, 20 minutes or hours, depends on how big is your form, you are ready to go. Okay, so it can be a donation form. Okay, so besides asking your name and your email address, we can also ask for credit card information and integrate it with PayPal or some other connectors. Why? Because form assembly allows you to connect your form with other applications and services, like I mentioned. So it can go into PayPal or ExactTarget if you have a social system, or FreshBooks for your accounting. Okay, so this is my almost last slide, is our experience. So from our experience, it's quick and easy to install. Okay, and that's great, but I want to say that you should use conditions to show and hide questions. So for those 10-page long forms, use conditions to hide questions and show them, okay, when you need to. It creates really a much cleaner experience. And also use validation rules to maintain your data, because the data that you own is the most valuable thing that you have at your organization, okay? So make sure that if you have an email field, make sure that it accepts only email. If you have a phone number field, make sure it accepts only a phone number. Okay, and another great feature, it allows to save the form and continue later. So if a 10-page form, somebody is up to page 5, they can save it, they get a username and password, and they can continue to fill out pages 6 through 10, which is really, really great. We saw that after we moved to From Assembly and basically enabled that feature, we had more people that responded because they were able to save and continue. And lastly, it supports foreign languages like Hebrew and other languages, which is, if you have a multinational organization, really important. These are the 5 points. Thank you very much. I had a blast. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Welcome, Dave, to the stage.
Think I can master this?
It's tricky.
Oh, good. Thank you. So for overall context, Sierra Club, we're 120 years old, founded in 1892 by John Muir. We've got information about 6 million people, and we're in the midst of a multi-year project to consolidate our loosely integrated numerous CRM systems onto Salesforce. It's extremely exciting. And when we made the decision to go to Salesforce, there were many, many reasons, and all of you have made there's been different rationale for all of you in making those decisions. But one of the things that really was important to us truly was the AppExchange. Who here's ever been using a very critical application and it doesn't do something? And you ask the vendor, where's that function on the roadmap? And you beg and you cajole and you do whatever, and you never see that function, or it takes years, or it doesn't quite come out because it was geared towards other customers, not really towards your specific needs. And that's a huge problem for all of us. And that is truly a differentiating factor of the AppExchange. And that is really the value added by the AppExchange, because you have 2 solutions. You can go out and get something off the AppExchange. You can build your own custom solutions. And we do build some custom solutions, and you can customize Salesforce and do all of that. But the AppExchange truly provides a wealth of opportunities. And we've already implemented 4 different apps, and I would like to talk about each of the 4. One is NGO Connect, which is also known as Round Cause, which is also known as Round Corner, which is also a branding nightmare. But it is basically for donor management. We're using KnowWho for online advocacy, and those of you who've used the Convios and the other competing products like that, it's very similar to that. We're using something called Cirrus Insight for Gmail integration. We're a Google Apps shop. Best thing that ever happened to us besides Salesforce was Google Apps. And we use Wealth Engine for doing demographic and financial information about potential donors and donors. And in the future, we're really excited as we go forward with future phases of the project. It's really limitless. We're learning management systems, auto dialers for our field organizers, all sorts of things that you can imagine, constituent surveys. So we're really excited about the AppExchange, which is why they asked me to talk about the AppExchange. But first off, NGO Connect. I don't know, have you heard of NGO Connect? Great. It's basically, I don't know, what should I call it? It's the nonprofit starter pack on steroids. And it provides basic donor management functionality that you would expect. And things like tracking giving. We're now using it for our online donations. We haven't migrated our offline donation giving to it yet. But we're using it for online donations, tracking people's preferences, contacts. It's backed by the Salesforce Foundation, and it's financially backed, so Salesforce has some skin in the game. It's basically a special AppExchange partner because they're invested in it. It's been really well received by our fundraising users. I love to tell the story of our chief advancement officer. She'll stand up at a meeting with her iPhone. Say, you can see basically some charts and graphs on her iPhone. Here's my backlog, here's the pipeline, and here's what's happening with people, and watch, here's the status of this. So they get really jazzed by the capabilities of Salesforce in general and NGO Connect in specifics. It really has some very nice features for tracking pipeline management, things like that, tracking contacts. One of the things that they did that I think is like a panacea, and people know that I always say there's no such thing as a panacea, but this possibly is they have a standard function that is really poorly branded as well. It's called, I'm not even going to tell you what it's called, but it's basically a matching function that will take information from third-party web forms and external data sources, run it through your configurable business rules, and match it up to your accounts and contacts. And I don't know about you, but we've got 6 million records. I'm quite convinced that not all 6 million are unique people. And this is a really, truly wonderful function. And what you'll find is there's some folks who know who in the back is that when we started talking with them about their product, they actually re-architected their product to take advantage of this matching function in Round Corner for their NGO Connect customers. Because it truly should lead to much better data hygiene for us, much better matching. And then you can run everything through consistent business rules. The other things that it did do that weren't as good, they got a little bit away from the Salesforce standard UI. They are going to be moving back to it with the standard UI. And there's some data model issues. They treat addresses in a funky way. They know that. They need to fix that. But that causes problems sometimes when you're going to be integrating. I don't know if any of you are using Mobile Commons or Change2 or some of the other types of nonprofit apps where data gets pushed in from the outside and it doesn't quite fit the address scheme that's required. So we have to do a little data manipulation in order to make that happen beforehand. But by and large, it really, really has worked well. And they have been tremendous to work with. Some of the functions are lesser developed, but they listen to their customers. They lay out a roadmap. They really do want to hear how they can improve their product. Chris said it was OK if you had questions as I went along. So NGO Connect. KnowWho. KnowWho is basically online advocacy and more. Our problem that we had to do is we had to replace Convio and the idea of being able to tell your congressperson or your state representative or even your local mayor or city council that you're upset about something or encourage them to do something. And they have a wonderful product that that is a native Salesforce app. It really fits hand in glove with Salesforce. And in fact, their lead developer is a guy who is a Salesforce MVP. And I don't know, does anybody know what a Salesforce MVP is? It means they're really good developers. And they're really plugged into the network. And so the product itself is really well architected and really plugged in. And we found that that our digital engagement users have embraced the product initially. I see a few in the room, and I don't see any shaking heads. I see nods of assent, so that's good. I'm not misrepresenting that. Yeah, the users love it. And we have encountered, as you would expect, functions that are not as well developed. They, too, have been truly responsive. I have a hotline to Northern Virginia, and they've been great to work with. And just as I mentioned, like for instance, understanding the value to the community of integrating with NGO Connect and actually building those kinds of integration touch points into their product, which they did really rapidly. I mean, in a period of like a month or two. So they've been very, very responsive to our needs. One of the things that they do that it was going to be extremely useful for us, and this is a future function, is they essentially have a contact management system for all of the decision makers in the country, elected officials, appointed officials, and whatever. And that's where they got their start. So basically you have accounts and contacts, and you can have a meeting with the decision maker in your local community or state level or whatever it happens to be. Well, what they've done with this online engagement tool is integrated the two. So we can go in and say, for example, we're targeting, for the sake of argument, the state representatives in Northern California. And we can look up a state representative in Northern California, and we can see all the people that emailed that person. And we can say, well, we have this meeting next week. How do you feel about those 271 constituents that were bugging you about this particular item, including these 3 grass tops that you probably want to be aware of how they feel about these issues. That level of integration we're not there yet because we're not using it for that kind of contact management, but the level of integration that this promises for us I think it's really going to be a game changer for our local organizers. It's truly, truly great. Yes?
I heard in another session that you're using like an AddUp community. Is that the correct name?
We have developed another online engagement tool called AddUp.
I'm just wondering if or what the plan is for using KnowWho's direct advocacy to use AddUp. I'm
Okay.
just trying to put all the pieces
Sure.
together in my head.
When you go to addup.org, and every one of you will go to AddUp, get your phones out right now, go to addup.org. You'll be asked to do any variety of actions. If you take an action, Right now, today, it actually submits a Convio action. In 3 weeks, it will submit a KnowWho action using the KnowWho API to submit that. When you register for AddUp, you are actually using Salesforce Identity Management to register, which ties into the communities. And so that we're basically building the groundwork for providing a single sign-on for all online Sierra Club constituent activity with us. Okay. Cirrus Insight. Again, like I said, Google Apps is wonderful. And so we use Gmail. And you're a fundraiser, you're having your correspondence with your major donor prospect or your major donor, and you're discussing something very pithy, and you want to make sure that that message gets associated with the donor's record or with the opportunity. This is your answer. Cirrus Insight that was the problem we had. They solved that problem. They basically give you a sidebar where you can have information about activity history and some of the highlights about your contact. Yeah, you could go back and you could see this huge sidebar that's over there. But the key thing is you're basically capturing this email correspondence for posterity in the appropriate place in Salesforce. It also provides some other functionality, like you can schedule email, you can make it look like you're working in the middle of the night or whatever it happens to be. It supports templating, filling in dynamically the information into the templates. Yes? You know, folks here will say I never say this, but I'll say I don't know.
It's the integration between various email clients and Salesforce and allows you to like create contacts within Gmail or whatever.
Sounds like it's.
Yeah.
It sounds like it may eat their lunch. But no, I don't know.
Okay.
But we've been very happy with Cirrus Insight, and it's very reasonably priced, and they like it. Okay, the last one, I think I went past. Okay. Wealth Engine. So what was the problem we had there? Okay, which one is you're doing donor research, you're about to make it, or you're either doing donor research or you're going to be calling on one of your donors, and you want to get up-to-date information about their financial background, all sorts of stuff, all the stuff that those kind of services provide. And how we used to do it was we'd send off 100,000 records off to Wealth Engine in batch, get the data back, have to put it into our system, it would get stale, have to renew it every once in a while. Big pain in the neck for IT, the data wasn't really good. And so that was a problem we were confronted with. So when Wealth Engine has basically a plug-in app, you're on the donor record, and maybe you've never done any research on this donor, click, all of a sudden, this information magically appears on the donor record. It gets put into Salesforce. And then you can do reporting and segmentation and the like on that. If you've already gotten information in the past, you can refresh the donor information. In addition, if it didn't bring back enough and you want to go dig further, it ties you directly into the Wealth Engine website where you can burrow down even deeper and get more information that is passed back through the API back into Salesforce. So this has just been great for IT. It's stuff we don't have to do. And it's also great for your fundraisers and your people doing the research for your fundraisers because they can collect information very easily. Great. One slide behind. Why didn't anybody tell me? So the bottom line is that for us, and I think for many, the AppExchange solves a real problem. And the real problem is the system doesn't do everything you want it to do. And now you can go out and get it somewhere else and layer it on top of your Salesforce instance. And all of a sudden, you've got a much better system that fits your business much better. So thank you.
So that's it. We can have Q&A. If any questions for the speakers while we have them, now's a great chance. Definitely recognize there's a happy hour coming up. One in the back, yeah.
Sure. Is there any kind of approach that is taken when you don't do full customization yourself, but you take something from the AppExchange but customize it? Is that like, have you ever done that a lot? And like Korea,
Yeah. Hi. So basically, you're asking if we have ever installed an app and then customize it after the fact?
Yes, but like outside of its native.
Yeah.
like,
So basically, all apps on the AppExchange are packages. Some of them are managed, some of them are not managed, or what they call unmanaged packages. So even if you have a managed package, sometimes you can add additional fields, okay, and attributes, and you can add some more logic. In most cases, you can do some customization. So the answer is yes, it depends on the app. Before you install, my advice is to sit down with a vendor and exactly understand what you need. Okay, it might be that they can offer the solutions you're looking for. You don't even have to do the work yourself. But yes, apps on the AppExchange, I'll build that way that you can customize them. You can basically fit them for your needs. Okay.